Hello friends, Loma Lite. This is an exciting opportunity that you have to share with your friends, to share with your relatives, and about how to lose weight and maintain the weight that you lost. Today we will have a special topic about fiber. Today we will talk about first, we have 3 sessions of fiber, and today we will introduce the issue, the importance of fiber if you wanna lose weight, if you wanna control your weight. This is one of our picture of our program that was first started in the Loma Linda Campus Hill Church in California here, where we are starting with this series. And then we have here Rayanne Leal, who was the first student. She was a student of mine, and she was the one that led this program. And then we have Mareka Sawyer, one of the volunteers, and she was also a member of the Loma Linda University Campus Hill Church. It was an exciting time that we had there with this group of people. One more picture of the group, um, how they design a group like a dynamic um, structure for people to be able to share their ideas and their glories and their struggles. Do you know about this guy? When I came to Loma Linda many years ago, I believe I met this guy. I'm not sure if it was in Loma Linda or in one of the lectures, but he was a funny guy, Dr. Dennis Burkett. And this was considered the fiber doctor or the fiber man. He was the first guy that started studying and researching the effects of fiber on health. And then he had this list of effects that if you eat more fiber, you have less of those problems like constipation, appendicitis, diverticulosis, hernias, varicose veins, gallbladder stones, hemorrhoids, intestinal cancer. Not sure if all of these will be confirmed, but some of them very clearly, intestinal cancer are is related to fiber. I was wondering why he didn't have there in that list the problem of obesity and overweight that today we know that is related to fiber or to low fiber intake. Here is a book by Brian Kellogg about Dennis Burke, the fiber man. One book that we recommend also for you to read is this by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, Eat to Live. And as you see in this graphic here that I took from his book, it is when the countries, let me show you the slides here. So these are the countries that consume more fiber. So these columns here are the fiber consumption. And these columns that are a little whiter as the incidence of heart disease and cancer. So countries with higher consumption of fiber, lower rates of fiber, lower rates of heart disease and cancer. Countries with lower consumption of fiber, and we have the United States here, higher incidence of cancer and heart disease. Many researchers don't like this type of ecological combination, but we can tell about something about what we eat and what is that is causing our disease. Dr. Reynolds in 2019 was contracted by the World Health Organization to evaluate the value, the advantages of fiber for health. And he examined 185 prospective studies and 58 clinical trials. And then he figured out that eating more fiber is responsible between 15 to 30% lower risk of mortality, total mortality, heart disease mortality, coronary heart disease incidence stroke mortality and incidence, diabetes type 2 and colon cancer incidence. And then in the clinical trials, in those 58 clinical trials, he figured out that there is a lower body weight for those that eat more fiber, and also lower blood pressure and lower cholesterol. Here we have the effects of total fiber, and then this was extract from his book, from his article. And you see that maybe you don't understand, but it's just to show the number of cases that were considered for the intervention when they had all the studies, and you have more than 80,000 people considering all the studies together. You figured out that also in grains there is an advantage, and then in this case he has 99,000 cases there, and this was exciting. And then you see that there is a decrease in mortality. This is the amount of fiber that they eat. The most fiber that they eat, there is a lower risk of mortality. The lowest risk, the highest amount of fiber, the lowest the risk of coronary heart disease incidence. And then diabetes, one of the best ones. The most fiber they eat, the lower risk of diabetes, as you see in this graphic. And then this is the response for colorectal cancer. Biggest amount of fiber, lower the risk of colorectal cancer. This is a joke. This is a character that I created, Joe Wellness, and he was. The doctor was saying, "Hey, you have something growing from your ears because it's too much grains that you are eating, Joe." It's supposed to be a joke. Additional results related to fiber were found by Dr. Reynolds. When he studied the prospective studies, he found that there is a general mortality decrease, cancer mortality decrease, not just for colon cancer, but breast cancer and esophagus cancer too, and then lower risk of cancer mortality. And he also mentioned that his studies that he was able to check, they didn't go much further than 29 grams of fiber per day. And then he believed that increase the number of fiber will increase the benefits of it. And then he advised that we increase the number over 30 grams of fiber compared to the common number that people ingest around the world, that is less than 20 grams of fiber per day. And in the United States, it's less than 15 grams of fiber per day. Dr. Auni in 2017 figured out that people that eat 200 grams of fruits and vegetables combined per day, they have a 10% reduction in coronary heart disease and also stroke and total mortality. There is also an effect on cancer mortality. You might ask me, well, this is a class about weight, and you are bringing results about diabetes, cancer, heart disease. The thing is that diabetes, cancer, heart disease are intimately related to overweight and obesity. So you will see in the next slides, we will talk about the advantage of fiber, not only to prevent the complications of obesity, but to control the disease, to control your weight gain, and to help you to lose weight. I finish with this verse from the Bible, and God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food." So our original food were fruits, vegetables, nuts, and everything that has a seed, because this was what God created for us. So I would say that one of the causes of obesity was the problem that we went far away from the original plan and start eating foods that are not fresh anymore, foods that are not appropriate for human consumption anymore, too concentrated in one nutrient, if I can call nutrient, that is sugar or carbohydrates. And then lack of vitamins, lack of fiber, lack of other substances that are important for our metabolism. Essentially, we ended up eating high caloric foods, and unfortunately doing less exercise. The combination of the two is the cause of our obesity epidemic, not only in the United States, but in the world.